So thank you for joining us today to attend our workshop, which will serve as an introduction to development of our packages. And we are really happy to organize this meetup in collaboration with Rladies Algiers. And the meetup workshop will be animated by Shel Kariuki. So Shel is a senior data analyst based in Nairobi, Kenya. She's also an RStudio Certified Tidyverse trainer. She has extensive experience in data analysis using R and Python, and you are really honored to have you today, Shel.
Thank you so
So
much.
you are welcome. So let me first just briefly introduce to you our ladies, Tunis and Algeria. So in fact, we are a local chapter of Rladies Global, an organization that promotes gender diversity in the R community worldwide. We aim meet up in person or virtually to learn about the R programming language, algorithms, and advanced tools. Our priority is to provide a safe community space for anyone identifying as minority gender who is interested in working with R. We exchange materials, discuss any issues we have working with R, and receive news and updates about it. We are really a part of a great community. Now I think it's time to start with the show. So before starting, dear participants, please feel free to ask your questions in the chat below as we go along, and we will be glad to trade them at the end of the workshop. The floor is yours, Shell. So I will
Thank you.
stop sharing my screen. It's okay.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Shelmith. As you've heard, I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm so privileged to be leading this session. As you can see from the slide, another slide, the poster, this is just a humble introduction to package development. I got interested in package development a while ago. I think it was in 2017. But then I think the process was a bit rough as compared to today, and I'll explain some things here and there why. Then I got a privilege to attend USAR 2019 in Toulouse, France, and I attended a tutorial by Hadley, Jim Hester, and Jenny Bryan, who work at RStudio, and they gave a package development tutorial, and I was so intrigued because the process did not seem hard at all. So when, like during the year, I've always wanted to develop a package, and the first thing I did was to go through Hadley's R Packages book. I'll show you, I'll share the link. And that book, the good thing with Hadley's books is that I love his way of writing. He uses very simple English. It's like someone telling you, please go to the kitchen. Oops, I'm sorry for any noise that you may hear from my end. I live near a garage, as I always tell people, and near a bus station. So, and today's Friday, people are going out, so please bear with me. Hadley writes his books in very plain English that I really love. So I just decided to go through that book. And the only chapter, okay, not the only, okay, let me say, there's chapter 2 is a chapter that will enable you to develop a very simple package. And then the later chapters explain some in-depth concepts. So what I did is I went through chapter 2 and I was able to develop something small. Then through that, I got to learn about things here and there. For those who don't know, I recently developed a package called our Kenya Sensors that hosts the 2019 Kenya Census data. So if you want to see it, I think you can Google it. It's called our Kenya Census. It's available online right now. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh man, I'm so sorry for the noise. I'll try and speak, I don't know, near the mic. Share. So share. I don't have slides. So what I have is this script that I prepared. I didn't think it will make sense to prepare a presentation of only 3 slides, because most of the things we are going to cover today I've written them as steps here. So I use this as my small guide. Trust me, I'm not an expert in package development. I'm far from that. I'm just a beginner. But then I noticed my beginner skills are transferable, and that's why we are here today. So yeah, package development involves around 20-ish steps. I've added the ish part because they can be less, they can be more. And the packages that are used mostly are DevTools, UseThis, and Available. UseThis has made package development work very easy. Like, you don't have to struggle with some of these things. And then the Available package is used for us to check whether our package name, whatever we think about, whatever name we come up with, is available in our packages, because you don't want to duplicate stuff. You know, like Shel came up with our Kenya sensors. You don't want to also develop another Kenya sensors package. So the Available package checks whether your name, the package name you come up with, is available on GitHub or CRAN bioconductor, or is even valid. Like, you can't have an offensive name as a package name. As I said, this is the book I used, and I went through chapter 2. I don't know how I can send it on chat or more chat. I've sent the link on chat. That's the book that, like, if you want to become a master in package development, that's the book that you'll have to go through. So again, today is just a simple, basic introduction to package development. And trust me, there are very many ways of developing packages, and you're going to see that if you Google. But again, I insist, I used the process that is described in this book. But what we are not going to cover today, the first one is testing your package, which is very, very, very important. You need to test your functions before you install or before you publicize your package, but we won't do that. One, because I'm not very good at testing, and two, because of time. But mostly the first one, I'm not very good at testing. The second one, we won't be able to generate vignettes for this. Every time you Google a package, you're led to a vignette, which offers like a very good way, or a good document that provides more information about a package, and even examples, something that is really nice. We won't do that today. And then submitting your package to CRAN. The process of submitting your package to CRAN is different, and for beginners, I would rather you first know how to develop a small package, then you can build on, like, you can learn how to submit it to CRAN later. Trust me, I don't know. I've not yet, okay, I've been learning, but I've not yet submitted any package to CRAN. I've seen Fodil here, who is based in Algiers, and he has done a lot of that. So maybe he can guide us with tips later on at the end of this if we still have time. Yeah, so I'll get right into it, and this is very hands-on, very practical. I hope I'm going to be slow enough so that I don't lose people. And again, I've inserted all the steps here, and this is file that I'm going to share with you at the end of the day. So the first thing you need to do is you need to install, this should be install and load the packages that are needed. Wait, can you see my screen? Can you still see my screen?
Yes, it's okay.
And am I still audible?
Yes, it's okay. I will tell you if it's not later.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So you need to install and load the packages that are needed. So for me, I've already installed them. So all I need to do is load them. For those who are a bit new to R, we load packages using the function library, which also loads UseThis. Okay, never knew, but I'm still going to load UseThis anyway because I can. And then library available. That's the first step. So the first step is just loading your packages. Then you need to come up with a package name and use the available package to check whether the package is valid, whether it's available on CRAN and Bioconductor, and whether it's available on GitHub, not GitLab. I don't know why, I don't know if GitLab is supported. I'm not sure. All I'm sure is that it checks on GitHub. So let's come up with a package name for today. Who wants to give me ideas on chat? So we are going to come up with 3 very simple functions, and I know the package name should guide the functions, the function names, but I want us to come up with a name that is unique. Someone give us examples on chat. Any name that you think represents us, maybe Africa, Algiers, Tunis, something. I'm waiting for the chat. Sorry, I'm waiting. Tunisia, another option. Rladies, another option. Tunis, North Africa, Middle East. Okay, I think we can come up with Africa Love R. I love that, Africa Love R.
Me too, I love it.
I
like it, yes.
But it sounds,
Africa Love R.
No, but it sounds like Africa Lover, and we don't want to use that. So let's say R, let me type, we can use small r, then Africa Love. We can use that because Africa Love R, some could read it as Africa Lover, and we don't want to go that way. So, okay, R, Africa Love.
Great.
Cool. So the next thing, you use the available package. So you'll just type available. And then, so wait, disclaimer, I forgot to tell you, I live in an area where when it rains or something just happens, the lights go off and my Wi-Fi depends on lights. So if you just see me frozen, just know I don't have lights, but I hope it won't happen. It normally happens when it rains. And today has been a very good sunny day, so I'm hoping for the best. Anyway, available, R, Africa, R, love. So we wait for it. It's going to prompt us. But what will happen is that it's going to open several Google pages where it checks whether this name is valid. Should it check in Urban Dictionary? We say yes. Oops, let me see. This place always disturbs me. Why? Okay, YES. Sorry, YES. Okay, I'm going to copy it as it is. Control-C, Control-V. Okay, I don't know why this part always, like, I don't know what is meant to be typed. Is it yes? Okay, escape. Let's try that again. Okay, oops, I think we'll have to come up with a different name. Let's try, I don't know why, I don't know, maybe I should submit an issue to the people who came up with the available function, because if I type yes or no or whatever, it should, or let's try no. Okay, anyway, let's try and change that. What do you want with my life? Okay, this is what have I typed. I don't know what I've typed, but let me see. What have we typed? But I had typed one before. So anyway, this function is very weird. Sometimes it jams. But anyway, what you'll notice is open. it has opened very many pages. I don't know whether you can see Google Chrome. It has opened very many pages checking for weird, checking for different parts of the name. So I'm trying to open one. There's this Frika. There's Frika on Wiktionary. There's Africa, whatever. So when you go back to R, you can see that it ticks. So the name is valid. Is the name available on CRAN? This means no. Like, it means it's okay to have this. It's okay to have this package name as a package name because it's not available on CRAN. Sometimes this can be confusing because you can read this as is available on CRAN, is available on Bioconductor, is available on GitHub, but it actually means the opposite. It means it's not available on CRAN, meaning you can use it. It's not available on Bioconductor. That's how I interpret it. That you're free to use this package name. So, a place where bless the rains, whatever that means. So we've changed our package name. Our package name is now our Africa. Okay. So what you've noticed is, and you'll also go through the same thing. I should have Googled it before. Every time you type you check the validity of your package name using available, this part here sometimes is frustrating because I would think that if I just type Y or 1 or whatever, it should like just prompt me to continue. But sometimes it's like it does not understand. But anyway, that's just that's a small part. Okay, and then so we are done. And these are the different links that it has opened just to check that your name is okay. Maybe I won't use the word encourage, but if someone tries to use an offensive name as a package name, I bet it will tell you this name is not valid. But anyway, that's the first step, or rather the second step. Our name is valid, our package name is valid, it's not available on CRAN and Bioconductor, and it's not available on GitHub. So we create the package. So using this function from use this. So first of all, you'll have to check your current working directory, and there's a package called here. So my current working directory is GitHub because that's where this file is. This file has been saved, but you can always set it differently using the same here package, set here, then insert the package, not the package, insert the link or the directory where you want your package to be hosted. But for me, I want it to be at this point. So you will say use this, create package, then give the package name, which we've decided is our Africa, like that. So once I hit enter, what this will do is that it's going to create a new project altogether. So it will move us from this project okay, right now we are not working on a project. As you can see on the top corner, that's like project none, but it will move us away from here into the our Africa project. Remember at the beginning, I had said that people use different ways to come up with packages. So there's also a way you can come here and say file, new project, then you go to create package. But this is what I use, and this is what I'm used to. And I'm training what I'm used to. So bear with me if you're used to something different. So create package our Africa. So it does something, and then it opens up the new, what is it? The new project. So before we look at the new project, if we go back to the old R, whatever space we were at, it tells you different things. So it tells you we've created this, and we are setting the active project to this. This is the new project that has just popped up. It creates the folder R and the description, which we are going to talk about in the next point. And then it just gives you a basic information about the package.
Shel, we are not hearing you anymore.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Shel, I'm hearing you.
We
can hear you.
Or maybe it's problem for me only.
I think I'm audible, right? Someone?
Yeah, I can hear you,
Okay,
Shel.
I'm sorry. I think it's my own problem. Okay.
Sorry,
Sorry for
sorry.
interrupting you. I'm sorry.
Okay, then it generates a minimal description. So it gives you the package name, but we are going to fill in this, the title and the author, and give it a license and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we have to move away from this. So what I'll do, I'm going to close this package, this session, which was the old session, and then now move to the, oops, okay, the screen sharing has stopped, okay. Move to the new session. Let me share my screen again, just a minute. Share. So as you can see my screen right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So as you can see, we are on the RAfrica project. You can see the project on the at the right corner. Then when you open your files, you can see different files. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to oops, reason file, open my small documentation, my small file, that the file that we are using to develop this package, just as a guide. So once you create once the new project is created, there are folders that are created. So the first one is the R folder, which is this. You can see the folder. And this will contain the R scripts that we'll use, that will contain the different functions. So what happens when you're creating packages is that every function should be stored in its own script. So if your package has like 10 functions, that means you're going to be having 10 different scripts. You don't put all your functions in one script, please. Every function should have its own, should be written in its own script, and the script should be named after the function. So if your function is called filter, your script, your R file should be called filter. If your function is called FM, your script should be saved as FM. So we are going to populate that folder with our functions. We are going to create 2 functions today. Anyway, then we have the description file, which gives a minimal description of the package. It gives the package name. We are going to populate this, what the package does. We're going to come up with something. You can change this version. I don't think there's a rule about versioning. I'm not sure. I've not read that. So you can choose to change that or not. And then we'll give the description of the author, who will be all of us. We're going to come up with a creative name, and then what the package does. So this is the title, a small description, and this is like a long description. And then we are going to insert a license. I'll show you how. Yeah, and that's it. So, and then the other files we have will be namespace. Namespace. This will contain the functions that we are going to be that our package will be using, or even the functions themselves. I'll show you how to populate these. It's not populated by hand. As you can see, the document is read only. And then we there's some noise from somewhere.
Could you please mute your mic, please, everyone, so we can hear Shel clearly.
Thank you. Then it has some 2 files, gitignore and .rbuildignore, that contains files that should be ignored. So let's see what it has. This means rbuildignore will ignore this project when it's building the package, and then gitignore will ignore this while it's pushing the package to GitHub. I recently learned about these 2. I had always never known what they mean until I attended some session and they described that. Anyway, that's it. We have our minimal, or rather we have our project set up. What do? Let's create our first function. Now, there are 2 ways you can do this. You can come over here, file, new file, new R script, write your function on this file, and then save it as the function name itself. That's one, but that's a longer route. A shorter route will be, let's load our libraries again. Remember, let's load our packages, sorry. Remember, we've switched to a new project. So library dev tools. I think that's what we'll need. Yeah, so there is a function in use this called use R. So this function will help us come up with an already named script. So let's say I want our first function to be a function that just takes in two numbers and adds them. What do we call this function? I don't know, what do we call it? What do we call addition in Swahili? Do you have someone who speaks Swahili around? Addition in Swahili? Or who can come up with a name that will describe addition in their language, that will define addition. We want to write a function that just takes in two numbers and adds them. And right now I don't think I can access, I can. I'm trying to access the chat and see whether someone, Jumulisha, thank you. Jumla. Let's use Jumla. Okay, thank you. So Jumla is Swahili for the addition, the result. So we are going to do that. Use _R Jumla. So what it does, it opens up a new file that already has the Jumla name as its name. I hope that makes sense. So I hope we are conversant with writing functions. So I'll call this Jumla, which is a function of X and Y. Then it just takes two numbers and adds them. So X plus Y. Sorry, this is a very simple function, but again, the idea here is not to learn how to make functions, but how to make a package. So that's our first function. It takes in two numbers and adds them. So what we are used to when we are creating functions, or maybe I'm the only one, I always test my function at this point. So let's say 2, 3. So when I do that, it gives me 5. So I'm like, okay, it works. Let's see, 100, 0. It works, cool. And then what we are used to is saving our work at this point. So this, when you're generating your function, it should not contain anything else except the function itself. So even with your little tryouts at the bottom, just make sure at the end of the day, when you're creating your package, you remove everything else and just be left with the definition of the function. I hope we are together. So we have a function called Jumla that takes in two numbers and adds them. Cool. We've written our first function. We've saved it. So the use R function automatically saves that function or your script in the R folder. So that's our first function. Okay. Now, we'll use DevTools load all to make the package available for experimentation. So just copy that. DevTools load all. It loads. Did you accidentally source a file rather than, okay. So you see what we've done, since we've already tested our function and our function has been registered in the environment, it tells us that, oh, blah, 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 blah. So you need to remove it. So I'll just come here and copy. That's the danger. Like, you shouldn't test your functions. And now the good thing here is that when you're developing packages, the best way to do this is develop your functions in a different environment and make sure that they are working. Like, just have a different session where you write your functions and make sure they are working. And then now when you come to develop your package, it can just be flawless. Like, you don't have to keep testing your packages here and there. So let's load these again. So it loads that. And then remember, number 5, I hope you're reading my small notes. So you call this to make the package available for experimentation. So once I type this Joomla, it already displays the function, and you can see it's from our package, as much as we've not installed the package. So Joomla, Joomla. So 2 numbers, -1, 100, -1, 100, it works fine. Joomla 22, 22 works fine. Cool. So at least at this point, you can test it out and see it's fine. It will not generate anything on the environment. Then we've tried out the function. That was step 6. To check our work. And once you read the R packages book, I love it because every time you reach a point, Hadley reminds you, please check your work, like check your package is still doing well. So what we need to do, and I'll explain this based on the results of this. So it checks stuff. I think you can read more about DevTools check. But it basically checks whether your package is ready to be installed. And this is a very big part when it comes to CRAN, like when you're preparing your package for it to be submitted to CRAN. This is a very big thing. So it has 0 errors, it has 0 notes, but it has 1 warning. So ideally you want your package to have 0 errors, especially 0 errors, 0 warnings, and 0 notes. But I think the package can go through with some warnings and some notes, but it can't go through with errors. So anyway, this warning just tells us that we've not specified a license, which is what we are going to do in a minute. The next point will be to edit the description file. So come here, files, RAfrica description. So RAfrica, what does the package do? What you're going to notice that line 2 and line 10 are kind of similar, although line 10 is more detailed than line 2. So I will come up and here and say, I don't know, I'll just give a very basic explanation. This package was this package contains functions that were generated during the R. Sorry, I don't type very fast. Rladies, Tunis, and Rladies, Algiers joined meetup. That surfaces for now. Control C. Control V. This is very lazy. So when you're developing your package, you should give it a better description. But for us, since we are not really developing this package for anything, we'll just put it as that. Version, I think I can change this to 001. Again, I don't know whether there's a whole bit about versioning. I'm not sure. Because I'm not a package developer, I'm not an advanced package developer. I only have one package that is being used out there, so I'm not sure. Others. So others, we are going to use Rladies, Algiers. Again, if you're the author of this package, you should give your first name and your, give your first name and your surname or your family name. And then if you're 2 authors, you can enclose them in concatenate. So you can have given is concatenate, maybe Shel, comma, someone else, and then family is Kariuki, comma, someone else. But here we are going to use just this. Anyway, for if I'm not explaining well, of which I hope I am, just go to the book, chapter 2, and it's going to give you more details about this. This is where I saw Rladies Tunis this information from. Role, we are the authors and we are also the creators. Email, we leave that as that, it doesn't matter for now. But when you're developing your package, please give your email. If you have an ORCID number, you can also give your ORCID ID over here. Then that's it for now. So notice we have here license, use MIT license, use blah, 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 or friends to pick a license. So we are going to leave that part as is. What we are going to do, we are going to generate a license and then automatically this part will be changed. I'll show you how. So that's it. We're done with the description, and then pick a license use this MIT license, name of license holder. So what I did when I was developing my package, here name of license holder, I put it as Shel Kariuki, but I think we can put something else. For now, because we're developing this, we can say, again, these are just placeholders. We just need to have this together. You can say that. Use MIT, Rladies. Let's see if we can put hyphen, Rladies, Algiers, Tunis. Oops, we can't put hyphen. Okay. Oh, does it mean you can put hyphen? Oh, nice. You can actually put a hyphen. The issue was having double quotes. So yeah, as you can see, the license part has automatically been updated. I'm not very good with licenses. And I think Hadley recently added, let me confirm, he added a chapter on licenses in his book. He tweeted about it, is it like a week or 2 weeks ago? I'm not sure it's what, okay, I'm not sure it's what chapter. I'll tell you once I found out. Yeah, anyway.
Chapter 9.
Chapter 9. Let me see. I had reached chapter 12. All right, good, thank you. Yeah, chapter 9. There's a whole lot about licenses in chapter 9. You can read about it. Yeah, so what it does, it sets licensing, the field in description to MIT. As you can see, this has changed. It also writes the license.mid, and then it adds this to build ignore, meaning while the package is being built, the license.md file should, yeah. Then we are at step. I love this file because it tells us the steps, and it's going on well rather. So step 10, document the function. So what you do, you place the cursor in the function and click on code, insert a oxygen file. So come here, insert your cursor anywhere inside the function, then come to code, insert a oxygen skeleton, like that. So this is what will be used, or rather once this is rendered, it's going to develop the help file, the files that we always use in R to check for different functions. So title, what's our function? Our function is called Jumla. What does it do? Jumla takes in two numbers and adds them. Yeah, okay. Then parameter X, parameter Y, already this has been predefined because the function can, or rather, I think our oxygen has just taken our arguments, which is X and Y function. Then it returns a value that is the sum of X and Y. We don't need anything under at export. You can read about export on in the book also. Then examples, we can add examples. How will our function be used? So we can say summation is equal to Jumla. Then we can just put two values, 10 and 20. We can have that, then space. You can notice in front of this, every function here, you have this special type of hashtag. It's a hashtag and an apostrophe in front. So yeah, save that. Then step 11, we need to trigger the conversion of the new oxygen comments into this, the function.rid, which will appear under the man function. And this is how, I think this is what will help us get the help file. So we need to document. So once you have added your oxygen comments, then document like that. Then at this point we can type. I hope we all know how to look for help in R, so question mark something. So you can say question mark Joomla. It renders a help file. I hope you can see. So Joomla takes in 2 numbers. I don't think we needed to repeat ourselves, so we can remove this. So it says Joomla takes in 2 numbers and adds them. Then usage, Joomla X and Y. Then arguments. There should be an X, parameter Y, a value that is the summation of X and Y. So summation is Joomla 1020. Let's save our changes and document again and see whether our changes have been effected. Yes, arguments X and Y. Joomla takes in 2 numbers and adds them. Joomla is from Africa, and that's how you get it. It's used. That's like an example. So you'll realize in the man, sorry, in the man folder, we now have our function as a .rd file. So this is the thing. And I think this is the beauty of R packages. For us, we've only written something as simple as this, right? Just add a document, just add a line or add whatever, an example. But this file is converted to a .rd file, which to me always looks scary. But you can see this document is read-only. It is generated from R, Joomla.R. So whatever we've inserted here has been converted to this document so that now we can see the help file as it is. Yeah, that's it. So you don't, make sure that for the files that are read-only, please do not edit them by hand. Okay, we are moving on. Observe the changes in the namespace file. So files are Africa. So now our function has been inserted here. It's ready to be exported with the package. It means when we install the package will come with the function. Okay, then run DevTools check again. Remember, this is very important. Earlier on, we had 0 errors. Where is it? 0 errors, 1 warning, 0 notes. Right now, because the warning was about the license, and we have already worked on the license, I expect 0 errors, 0 warnings, or 0 notes. I hope we've not done anything to bring notes or warnings or whatever. What is this? Argument items with no description. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go back to parameter X and give it a description. The first value, sorry, I'm very lazy. The first number. The second number. The first argument. Let's use argument. The second. Remember, when you're writing your functions or your help page, you have to write them in a way that the user of your package will understand them. So this is very weird, but then because of time, I'm just going to leave it at that. Read more about writing better help files in the book. So again, we document our changes. Let's check if have been effected the first second. Okay, then now let's check again. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Yay, 0 error, 0, 1, 0 notes. Good, we are good. Cool, okay. The next part will be to test your function. Again, I said we're not going to work on this just because I'm throwing it. So allow me to skip that. Then step 15, I'm going to come back to step 15 when we are creating our second function. This will entail our second function we are going to generate a function that takes in a data set and a variable and generates counts. So from there, we are going to be using the dplyr package. And since we are going to be using another package, we'll need to tell our package that this function we are going to use is from this package. So I'm going to show you how in a few. Then we need to push our work to GitHub. So use git, Control V. Initializing the git repo, there are 9 uncommitted files. Is it okay to commit them? Absolutely not now. Yes. The use of these options, especially option 1 and 2, absolutely not, and not now is just to really want to do this. So for us, we want to commit our work to GitHub. So yes. Then a restart of RStudio is required to activate the Git pane. Do you want to restart now? Not now, absolutely not. I agree, I definitely agree. We've saved everything. It restarts. Once it restarts, sorry, you can see your Git pane here at the bottom. So again, I need to library dev tools. Then once we do that, just come here and say use GitHub. Which protocol do you use? I use HTTPS #2. It gives you some tips that I've never worked on. So check title and description. The name is RAfrica. The definition of the package, blah, blah, blah. At the title and description of okay. #3, they are. It creates the GitHub repo. I'm going to send you a link to the repo. So it creates the GitHub repo and opens up my GitHub with that repo. So let me send you the link. More chat, Control V. I've sent you the link to the package on the chat. Okay, so we continue. Please confirm you can still see my RStudio screen.
Yes.
Okay. So the next thing we need to generate a README. Every time when you go to GitHub and you look at a package, there's always a README file that gives more information about the package at the bottom. So as you can see from our link, whatever I've sent you, we don't have a README file. So that's what we want to generate. So you can say, use this, use README _RMD. I hope I realized how often we are using the use package, and that's what I was talking about before. Like this package has made package development very easy. So use this, use RMD. It opens up this file. So this is a readme.rmd, and this is a file that we are going to populate. Now, we can also have a readme.md, but what happens is we are going to render the readme.rmd file to a readme.md file. I don't know if we have MD, but if we had it, it will tell us do not edit this file. So what we do, we edit the .rmd file, then we render it to generate a .md file. I hope that's clear. So RMD is generated from RMD the read.md is generated from readme.rmd. So please edit that file, which is the file we have over here. So our Africa, blah, blah, blah. The goal of our Africa is to, what's the goal of this package? The goal of this package is to train participants on how to develop a simple package. Yeah, installation. You can install the released version of our Africa from this with, so the good thing, this is an readme.rmd file. It's a .rmd file, so it has code chunks, but since, and it tells you that once this package is on CRAN, for those who are used to R, you know, when packages are on CRAN, you can install them, use this, but I always add a note here to say, note, this package is not yet on CRAN, just to notify people that we've not yet submitted on CRAN. So this package is not yet on CRAN. So you can install the packages in this and the development version from Hub. So this is what people will be using to install the package, this line over here. Okay, example, this is a basic example which shows you how to solve a common problem. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick my example from the file here. And what it does, what it does is that I don't even have to run this chunk here. Once the MD file is generated or built, we are going to see the results of this at the bottom. What is special about using instead of, you can include R chunks like, so this just gives you additional information about using .rmd. So you can include R chunks. So then you'll still need to render this to keep this up to date. I'm going to, in that case, don't forget to commit and push the resulting blah, blah, blah. So I don't need that. So I'll do that. Save, then use DevTools, build README to generate a .md version of the README file. So I'll just do that. So this renders the .rmd file into a .md file, as you can see here. I know for some of us, when we say render, in your head, you're thinking like come to this file and then knit. But when you're developing a package, rendering here will be, you will use the build underscore rmd function to render convert your .rmd file to .md. Here it is, a converted file, and you can see it has already given us the output of our example, which will be displayed on GitHub. Okay. Then we need to commit Git. So come here, we've made changes. I don't know if you're used to this, pushing your work from RStudio, but it's usually very, I hope, what? Okay, commit message, committing. I know you can't see this screen. I don't think you can see me committing my work. Can you? Can you see me committing my work? Pushing my work to GitHub right now? Someone? I'm asking a question.
No.
Okay, thank you. Committing and pushing there to GitHub. Commit, close, then push. I hope I won't speak my password out live. Okay.
So you have here Mike is asking where is the package level file again, so he can catch up because he.
I'm going to send it. I'm going to send it in a few. I avoid sending it before because we are still making changes, but once we are done, I'm going to send it. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so what what you're going to do right now, refresh the link I sent on my GitHub, then you can see the README file from your end. Just refresh the file I sent, and if you can see the new changes, that is the RMD file, please comment on the chat so that I know we are together. Please.
Yes, for me, yes, I can see the files.
Okay. Okay. Then, sorry, I can't now see. Oh, I don't know. The chart. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Then we've committed the blah, blah, blah. Then install the package using this, or pick the installation link from GitHub. So you can use I hope you can see the installation link under DevTools, install_GitHub. That's on the browser, that's on the repository on GitHub. But since I'm still developing the package, I can come here and say DevTools install. We have installed, so we can load it. Library R AfricaR. Yay. And then we can have a function. Yay, we have our function, and you can see it takes in two numbers and adds them, so we can try it out. 3,45. Good. That's our first function. Please do this. Take the link on GitHub, install, load the package, and try out the function. Tell me if it works. Please, right now, pick the, let me see if for those who are Control-C, chat. 20-second lag of the internet. Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah. So I've just pasted the link on chat. So you install, then you just type library into brackets, R Africa. Try out the function. I think I'll go with the first person who tells me that they can see, like they can get the result, then I continue. It works, thank you. Which numbers have you tried, Hanis? Three and two, cool. Cool. Waiting for more feedback. I'm waiting for more people to try out the function before we continue.
Okay, for me too, Shel.
Okay, then we continue. Cool. Then that's we've done the first thing, which is just come up with a very simple function. So the next thing will be repeat step 4 to step 19 with a different function. That means that we don't have to change the package name. We still have the same package. We are still going to work in the same directory. But then now we are going to write another function. Now, I want us to generate a function that takes in a data set and a categorical variable and displays the count of each of the categories. Now, what am I going to call this function? counter. Is there anything like counter right now in, I'm going to call it counter. So use _R into brackets. We are now repeating, but for a different function. I hope you can follow through for those who are a bit lost. So we have counter. And I'm first going to test this function. I hope I'll remember to remove the files from the environment. So what I want is something like this. I don't know whether you know about the infat data. You can just check it. It's an inbuilt data set. Then group by case, then count. Library. So assuming we have the infat data, you can read about it. It's an inbuilt data set in R. You have an infat data, you want to calculate the count of each of the categories. For the variable case, you will do that. But then infat data has different categorical variables. And I don't want to generate this for each and every one of them, or a function that even though you have your own data set, let's say maybe iris or whatever data set, and you have a categorical variable, our function will be able to work for you still. So this is not just for the infat data. I've run this so that we can get an initial idea of how to write our function. So here we are going to say counter is a function of two things. It will be a function of our data set, which I'm going to call that, and our var. Then open that, then tab is equal to take my data set that group by. I still, even though I think they are deprecated, I still use this group by group underscore by underscore. Because most of the time, especially when you're working on functions, when you have generate counts for different categorical variables, most of the time you will want to insert these variables in a vector and enclose them in strings. So for you to pick each one of them, and yet the names are in strings, the ordinary group by won't work. So you have to use group underscore then var. So group underscore by underscore will take var as a string variable, while group by without the underscore will take var as the variable itself without the quotations. Now, there's a better way of doing this, which is Erlang, using Erlang something curly brackets, but I'm not used to that. I've been using this for the longest time, and I'm sticking to this for now. So that's it. Then we want it to, I think it because this is a function, it will return tab even without calling return tab functions. So taking your data and then group by var, right? Okay, let's try this with our data. So counter rather, our data, let's say infat, then our var case. Counter, oops, counter, run. Could not find function counter run. Okay, I think we need to give it a name. Let's is equal to x. Good. Oops. Oh, I've not finished. So group by var, then count, because it's a counter function, x. So you see, it gives us this. But I want you to take care of this warning. Group by is deprecated, and please use this instead. So learn how to use Erlang or something else to use group by with a string, a variable name enclosed in strings. Anyway, so we have X counter. Let's try another column name. I know spontaneous has another, let's say spontaneous. Y. Let's use the iris that has a function called, sorry, I don't like using iris at all, but anyway, it has a variable called species. So run z run data set. We can try. Let's see. I don't know if we have one. In fact, we have. I want one that has a categorical variable. Let me see this. View that. This one does not have a categorical variable, but anyway, okay, our examples are already enough. So this counter function will take in any data set and any categorical variable and produce a table of counts. So what we are going to do, remember, as we said earlier, first of all, our script should be named after the function, which is counter. Then we should remove anything else that is not the definition of the function. And when I say the definition of the function, I mean the function itself. Remove that, remove even the dplyr load and remove this. Save, then go to your environment, remove all this. So we'll remove counter. Counter, remove tab, remove X. You know, there's an easier way of doing this, wrapping all of them together, but who am I? Then remove Z. Okay, so close this, close that, close that, close that, close that. So when we go to step 4 was write your first function. So right now we are writing our second function and save it in the R folder with the function name. If you look at folder over here, we have our counter function. Then, sorry, call DevTools load to make the load all to make the package available, blah, blah, blah. I think we have to do this to make our second function available. I'm not sure that that does that, but anyway, try out the function. Let's see, counter, yeah, here it is. I'm still going to use the same iris data. Oh, give it an object. Cool. Remember to remove X. So our function is working. Then we will need to, where were we documenting? Okay, try the function, check whether everything works well. Let's check whether everything works well. I think this, I don't know. We are likely to get an a warning, or is it a note, and I'll explain why. So feel free to check your package as often as you can, just to make sure that your work is flawless. I've already seen the first warning. Oh, the first good. So we're expecting, look, we've written our function, but we've not stated where group by comes from or where our count variable comes from, or even the type. So what you do, we are going to bypass some of these steps because they are more related to the package development than the function. So we won't edit the description again. We won't work with the license again. That was done. We are going to place the what is this? The oxygen, whatever, what do you call them? Comments. So put your cursor inside, then code, then insert oxygen. So title of our function is counter. Then what does it do? Generates a table of counts for any given data set and categorical variable. Parameter data, this is our data set. Variable, not our, you can say the data set, a categorical variable. Return a table of counts for each of the categories of the categorical variable. Export, we're going to leave that. What I needed to mention here is there are functions. There's a function called at, I've written it down somewhere, at import. At import. So we have at import or at import from. So at import, let me go back to this. I had written them down. This is when you want to use functions, like you have a package, you've developed a function, but that function is using function from another package or other packages. For example, our counter function is using group by and count and what do you call this? The piping operator to produce the results of our function. So you have to include this. So you can include at import this package when you need a lot of functions from a certain package. So for example, we can say here at import dplyr. Or if you had, or if you only wanted to use one package or two packages from dplyr, we can say, actually we are going to do that. We can say at import from dplyr. So the first one, as you can see from our notes, the first one is the pipe. Then at import from dplyr. The second one is group by, Control-C, Control-V, then Control-C, Control-V, move that, remove that, count. So count, group by, and that, save. So your function will use these functions from dplyr. If you don't want to write all these, you can come here and specify in front of group by, just insert the namespace. So dplyr dot then count dplyr dot. Then since I don't think you can do pipe, you will just remove that and be left with the pipe one. But since I don't want to do this, I'll just use the import from. So we have that. Then something else you need to do, and we had skipped it before, using this before. Step number, let me see, step number 12, 13, 14. Oh, it's still step number 15. You will need to state using the use this package that use this package, then dplyr. So adding dplyr to imports field in description, blah, blah, blah. So when you look at your description, is it our description? It adds. It means that when your function is being loaded, it should also import dplyr. Yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to mention. So anytime when you're using functions from another package, you need to add this to your description and also add this on your file. So just to go through the file, like to make sure that everything is on counter generates, I think generates a table of counts for any given blah, blah, blah. Parameter, that is the data set. Var is a categorical variable. Returns that, import, blah, blah, blah. Examples, not given examples. So, X, or we can say my tab is equal to counter, then in facts, then in fact is a data set again, an inbuilt data set in a, then case. Okay, so once we do that, we need to ensure that our, what do you call it? We need to ensure that our oxygen comments have been integrated into the package. Remember the first time we did that, we converted Joomla.r to Joomla.rd. So right now we'll need to convert counter.r to counter.rd using this. So it tells you it's written namespace and it writes counter.rd. And if we open this, again, as I had said before, it converts whatever we have on counter.r to counter.rd. And right now, if I look at the help file for counter generates a table of counts for any given data set and categorical variable, blah, blah, blah. I think we can make this better, or like, do we even have to, let me see, do we need, let me see, just a minute, let me try out something. I want to see whether we can remove this part over here by putting a space in there. Let me see. Yes, we've removed it. So if you noticed, we didn't have a space here. So the title was being read as one, like counter, then generates a table, blah, blah, blah. But when we put a space there, this becomes the title, and then this becomes the description, whatever. So we can put G save document again. You always, every time you make a change on your .r file, you have to document it. So yeah, that's okay with us. That's good to go. Then the counter.rd has been updated. That's good. Let me see. Observe the changes in the namespace. So now we have these two. We have counter Joomla before, and we also have the functions that need to be imported. Okay. Then we run DevTools check to check everything is fine. Then I think what I'm going to do next is to add that example to the .rmd file so that when someone looks at our package, they can see all the examples, or rather different examples. Load. This process can take time, by the way. I hope you're still together. I hope I've not lost anyone. But as you can see, package development is not, I don't know if there are things advanced. Yay, 0 error, 0, 1 in 0 notes. Yay. I wanted to say, I don't know if there are things that are in the book that I've never gone through that are more advanced, but to me, I think so far so good. So we need to commit our work. So the good thing with this, remember we've added new files, we've added counter.r, we've added counter.rd in the man folder. We've also edited the namespace and the description, as much as we've not really edited by hand, by adding the new function and the imports, the namespace and description have been edited automatically. So we have to push that, we have to commit that to GitHub. Commit message. Again, I don't think you can see the new window that pops up when I'm committing, which is still okay. Sec second function that is counter, commit, close, push. I think we should have installed this before pushing or installing, but anyway, I don't know if there is an order. We are going to see. But all I know is that for you to install from GitHub, you'll have to push your work. But then since I'm still developing the package, I can install the package locally for us to see how it works. Before my files to GitHub, but I've already pushed them. So, we've not edited the RMD file. Forgotten. Okay, fine. Oops, my call. Just a minute. Okay. So, install. DevTools install. So I need to install the package again so that now we get the new version, like the second function that we've added, that is counter. Okay, so I wonder if I have to do Library Africa right now. Let me see. I don't know if I have to do that since I'm installing it locally, but anyway, so Africa, yay! So, oops, what does this mean? What does this mean? I don't know what that means. Sorry, but what? Blah, 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 blah is corrupt. What do you mean? I don't know. Let me try and install it using the GitHub link. Or let me try first uninstalling. Where's the package? Okay. Anyway, the error still persists. I don't know why it's bringing up this error, but once you type our Africa and tab, you should see our two functions. So, see. Does it want me to restart? Sorry, I don't really get what this is. Let's restart, then load it. So counter, again, iris, then we can give it, you don't have to do this, x is equal to, then you can see the results of your table, the results of your function over there. I want to see if there is a, I wish I knew, let's see the datasets package. If there's a dataset, we can use ability dot, no. If anyone knows of any, I should use, okay, let me show you. There's one time I developed a various package that I wanted to share a certain data set with people, and I didn't want to share it as .csv, so I shared it as a package. So the package is called, this was the very first I have not installed it. The very first package I developed just to test whether I understood how to develop packages. Let's see if I recently changed my R version, so I've not installed it ever since. But let's see. It contains a data set called Wafanyikazi that it's just a data set, and I always use it to train the Tidyverse. This may take time. What? Oh, no, it hasn't. So, library Chambua. And if you want to see the data set I'm talking about, it's called Wafanyikazi. Wafanyikazi is employees in Swahili. So I just simulated this data that gives information about 500 hypothetical employees. So you get their, like this is a variable that just uniquely identifies them, then gender, age, department, their rank, their role, their mid, junior, or senior, the income, which is hypothetical, again, whether they're married, the county they come from. So Kenya is divided into 47 counties, so I simulated that, the leave days that they've already taken, and whether they are deemed to be promoted or not. Anyway, so what we are going to do, we are going to use our package, our counter function, to generate a table for, let's say, department. So we'll say I'll call this dpt equal to our function counter. The data set we want is Wafanyikazi. Since we've already loaded the library Archambua, we can just write that. And then let's say department. Yes, and you get that. It gives you 5 observations with the different counts. Let's try another variable role. Yes, works. So our function is doing well, it works. What I needed to do is I needed to add the example that we came up with. Let's see, R counter. This to my README file so that when people install the package, they can, when people install the package, they can use this as function examples. Okay, so remember you use build. Oh, you know what? We have to remove our objects. I don't know if you always have to do this, but this is what I've been doing and it works for me. Then you have to use build. Oops, library. Remember we restarted we restarted R when I started getting those small errors, so we have to reload that. Then build the README. Install build. Cool. So I'll quickly commit my changes to GitHub. Then we can install the package again and try out new function. That is the counter function. Give me a minute. Show me commit message. Commit, close, push your work to GitHub. Okay. Okay. Close. Cool. So if you want to see the new example on the README, you'll have to refresh your browser. You can do that right now. Also, you please install the function again, the package again, so that you can get the new function, and then try it out with any data sets that you may have, or even any built-in data set. Or if you want to still try out Iris, just try out, let's see if it works. I'm waiting for the first two people on chat to tell me it works so that we can cover the last small bit.
Yes, that works.
It does. You've tried it?
No, I just refresh the GitHub page, but still
Oh,
don't.
okay. Okay. User experience testing is important. Yes. Please send the steps for package development. I promise you that I will. I actually, no, let me send it as soon as we cover the last small section, just in case I have to add anything so that you can get the latest file. I have a question. When does one specify the limits of this function? Let's say we only want our Joomla to work only for numerical values and not strings. I don't know. Have you used try catch? I'm going to handle that, Espo. I'm going to handle that. You can use try catch to add to your function. No, that is all about, that is not even package development. It is how to write efficient functions or error handling. And you can read more about try catch in chapter 8 of the advanced R book, again by Hadley. Let me see. I can send you a link right now. The chapter is conditions. You've used MTCA's dataset. Does MTCA's dataset have categorical variables? Does it? I rarely use MTCA's dataset. Please be available. I think it will.
Yes, we will be sending the recording.
Wait, did I post my test that question already? I'm not handling test that. I said we are not going to talk about tests because I'm not a guru in testing. So I've not reached there yet. This was a very humble introduction to package development. I will need to sit down in a class of tests. So yeah. Shel, after you've pushed to GitHub, what is the step we need to do? You just need to reinstall the package from your end. Just reinstall it or in RStudio. You should see the new function counter. Then you can try it out with any data set you have. Is there a way I can edit or open another R package? I've always wondered about contributing to packages when I see a bug and see how it's fixed. Yes. So what you do, you go to the packages GitHub. So let me tell you a story as we wait for people to do this. During the user events and RStudio Conf events, we usually have, I'll talk about user at the end. There's usually one day set aside to just make contributions to Tidyverse. So the events are called developer days. So I attended one last year, and so what happens is, let's say the RStudio Tidyverse team had already collected a list of bugs or things they needed people to improve on the packages, as simple as adding examples. Maybe someone said, oh, I think you should add an example here because, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. So what you do, you clone that repo, then you add your example or you make your changes to it locally, then you push it to GitHub and make a pull request. Because again, the package developer may not be willing to, absorb your changes because maybe they don't add value or whatever, but that's what happens. It's called contributing to open source packages. And Mike, I will give you that as an assignment. Come up with another function, and this is not just to Mike, to anyone. With another function, once we are done with this call, then so what you do, I think, clone and fork this repo, add a function to the R folder, go through the whole process again, and make a pull request. I'm going to receive it, and if I think your function is like helpful and you've done things the right way, I'm going to merge your function into the package and it can be visible by everyone. So if you feel you want to do that, please do it. So warning is not available for R version 6.3.6.3. I don't know whether it's because I'm using version 4. I'm not sure. I think so. Really? No, I needed to specify. I don't know. How are you installing it? Because you shouldn't install it from CRAN. I think you're getting this error because of installing it from CRAN. We've not yet pushed our package from CRAN, so you should install it using the GitHub link that I just attached. Let me see if I can attach it again. What's your name? Aurora Abhima. Sorry if I pronounce it the wrong way. Install it using GitHub, the GitHub link. If you install it from CRAN, it won't. Okay, cool. Just confirm that you are installing it from CRAN. Were you installing it from CRAN? Okay, cool. Thank you. The last thing I wanted us to try out is how to now add data sets in our package. So I'm going to close this, close that, close that, close that, close that. Insert a new. Let's come up with a data set. Let's call it, what do we call it? I'm trying to think of a data set you can come up with. Let's say names. Let's say meetup name. So what we are going to do, we are going to generate a data set of our first names and last names. So first name and last name. So on the chart, please give me your first name and last name together, like Shel Kariuki, so that I can add it in this list. We need like 5. You don't have to have everything. Please give me your full names, then we'll add them to this. Let me see the chat. Karen Colley. Hi, Karen. I hope I'll keep up.
Hi, Shel. Hi, everyone.
Espoir. Should have started with the first one. Oh my God, don't give me all the names. Control C, Control V, Camilla, Ritesh, Mona, Espoir, I've written that. Karen, I've included. Michael St. John. Haifa. Is there anyone else who wants to add their name? We don't want to leave anyone behind. 5, 4. Whose name is this? Okay, we'll still add it. Okay, I've added it. That's enough. Cool. So Shelmy, Karen, Espor, Camila, Ritesh. There's an add-in in RStudio that does this, but we don't have that time. So add Control X, Control V, 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 Control X, Control V. Cool. And then the second names, Collie. Sorry, this is taking time, but I'm almost done. X. I should have added countries. Do we have time? Yes, I think we have 1 minute to add countries. So I know myself and Karen, we are from Kenya. Feel free to unmute yourself and just tell me which country you're from. Espoir?
Espoir is from Rwanda, East Africa.
Oh, I thought so. Okay, please remember to mute. Camila? Algiers, right? Sorry. Ritesh?
USA.
Thank you. Mona?
Tunis.
Tunis is like a city. Michael?
Yes.
Michael?
USA.
Okay, thank you. Haifa?
She's from Tunisia too.
Tunisia. It's a bit.
Oh, I did that mostly as a joke.
It's okay. Tell me which country.
Which
country?
You can pick. It's mostly supposed to be like for unit testing errors and codes. But if you get a super weird name, okay.
Okay, let's say XXX. It works. Thank you. I hope we have for everyone. So meetup attendees, Control X, Control V is equal to data.frame. First name, Control C, Control V. Second, last name, Control C, Control V. Then country, Control C, Control V. I hope we have the same number of objects. Cool. So that's our meetup attendees. Let's look at this data set. Shel with Kariuki is from Kenya, Karen is from Kenya, Rwanda, blah, 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 XXX. Okay. So what we do, we use a function called use_data. So use_data, we give the data set name, this, Control C, Control V, then let me remind myself something, just a minute. use data. Does it have an example? I think it's use, oh, we have to add this. Let's see if this works. I can't remember very well. Error can only existing names object. Use that as, I think I even have it here. I don't know where I'm struggling. I just have used data name. Error can only save named object. Okay, use. Do we have to put a .rda? Not sure. Can't remember. What? Okay, let me confirm from another script I have. Give me just a minute. Nope. Oh. It's just this. Use meetup attendees. Yeah, it's just that. So you set name as it is named in the environment, that is meetup attendees, then just say use underscore data into brackets, meetup and attendees. And this use underscore data is from the use this package, I think. Yeah, it's from use this. Let's confirm. Use underscore data. Yes, it is. Okay, so it adds depends files in description. Let's see the description file. Description depends are whatever. I don't know how to change this, but because of time, we won't look at that. And then it saves it. It creates a folder called data here and saves our data over here, meetup underscore attendees.rda. And then we can add a documentation for this, but for now we won't. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use DevTools load all to load everything. Learn how, because of time, learn how we can document the data sets, like come up with a help file for the data sets. That's it. What else do I need to do? I need to check. GitHub. I'm trying to see if I have a file I can use for documentation to make this work easier. Okay, let me copy this. It's undocumented. Okay, the codes we've written for generating the files, the data set, you don't have to save it anywhere. You don't have to save this. We've already stored this data somewhere. Anyway, what I want to show you is there's a project I was working on for the package I developed. This is how the help file looked like. So you give a title. I want us to adapt this to make the documentation of the meetup attendees. So we are going to take this. What's the description of this data? This data contains information about some attendees of the meetup. Okay, it's data. We want it to be called using that data meetup. The data frame has 3 variables. The first one was first underscore name, which is the first name, then last underscore name, which is the last name, then country, which is country where the attendee is based. I remember that I had to Google this file, so I don't know how we can generate it in RStudio. Then keywords, data set, then we give the data set in, hey, let me copy it so that I don't mistype it, in quotes. So let's check. This data contains information about some attendees of the meetup, data meetup attendees, a data frame with 3 variables, blah, blah, blah. Then I'll save it as itself in the R folder. Okay, then we document it. Good. Then let's question mark it to see whether the help file. Good. We have the help file. Good. We are good. We check. I always load all, and I don't know if we are. I don't think you're supposed to load. I don't know. I always find myself doing this. Then check again, which is the final thing we are doing. Then we push our file to GitHub, and then now you can install it the last time. Oh my God, it's 9:01. You can install it the last time and see if it works. But let's see. I hope we'll have 0 warnings, 0 notes, and 0 errors. But people, basically that's it. That's how you generate a package. That's how you create a package. You can have as many functions as you want. You can have as many data sets as you want. In the package I developed, I had like 74 data sets. As long as variables. What's that? What have I seen? One in code. Country variables in data frame. Mismatches. Why? It's first name. Oh, this was country small c. Oh. Okay. Document. Then let's check. So feel free to ask me questions right now as we do the last check, and I'll push the codes, the latest changes to GitHub, which will be the new folder that has been generated, which is the data folder, and the meetup attendees R file and the .rd file. Then install the package again and try and see whether you can see the data set from your end. Finish. I am very impatient at times. Finish. Yes, good. 0 errors, 0 warning, 0 notes. We are good to go. So Shel, push your changes to GitHub. Commit. close, push. Pushing your work from RStudio is very, very convenient. Cool. Cool, done. So please reinstall the package the last time we're installing, sorry, and then confirm that you see the data set from your end. I should have restarted before installing. Install R. Okay. Let's hope it won't give us a problem. R Africa. Yay. Yes, I can see the data set from my end, meetup attendees. So let me save view it. Cool, good job. Cool, and that's it from my end. Please confirm on the chat if you can be able to see the data set from your end. I don't need this anymore. I can put this as a code. No, I don't want to share names. So what we're going to do, Control C. Please confirm on the chat that you can see the data set, and our meetup is over. Country, then do that, save. Again, please read about generating vignettes, testing your package, and submitting your packages to CRAN. And also read more of the things maybe we've not covered in the book. Don't save. Yeah, I think, let me see if we have questions. Cool, thank you so much. And that's it from me. I'm supposed to send you the package file. Let's see.
Thank you, Shel, for this great workshop. I hope this has been so helpful and useful. And thank you all for your attention.
I have sent the small document I was using.
Yes, we will save that. So we will send you later the recording video if you want to see again the training session. And don't hesitate if you have another question now. So
just to answer Mike, I think we should sorry, I think we should invite some of those advanced developers to take us through testing. But if anyone here wants to take us through testing, I'll be happy to attend. That's an area I've not really indulged in.
Yes.
Yeah.
That will be great.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being attentive. Thank you for staying with me from start to finish. And I'm sorry if I was too slow, and I'm sorry if I was too fast.
So good. I really learned a lot from you today.
Thank you so much. Okay, please feel free to contribute. So once you come, you can come clone the work to your comp, to your local comp, add a function. It can be a simple function as easy as subtracting two numbers, or a function that greets people in the morning. So it will be like a function that has a string that says hi, then name, I hope you're having a good day. So hi Shelmith, I hope you're having a good day. Hi Mona, I hope you're having a good day. Then you can just add such a simple function, push it to GitHub, make a pull request. I'm going to receive it and I'm going to merge it so that our package can have so many functions. Like my prayer is to have as many functions for as we had attendees. So if each come up with one to work on, to match them to the master file. Anyway, thank you so much for having me. Yeah. Oh, wait, I forgot. I wanted to speak about Use R. So Use R is a conference that happens annually, and it's a conference of the R community. And it's such a good conference. Again, as I said, I got to attend it last year in France as a diversity scholarship, and I met all amazing people. So this time, this year and next year, it will be held. It's been held virtually, and it will still be held virtually next year. And it's now global. So we are inviting participants from like all over the world. We have a LinkedIn page. Mona, if you don't mind sending the LinkedIn page.
Yes, it's okay.
And, yeah, over here on chat, and the Twitter page. So follow us on LinkedIn if you're very active on LinkedIn. If you're active on Twitter, follow us on Twitter. Some of us on this call are part of the organization team from Africa, and we are really happy to be included. And we'll just much as we can to make this conference inclusive, diverse, and very exciting. So please, if you're working on R, or if you're doing something and you want the world to hear about your small project, you can reach out to us. My Twitter handle, I use Twitter for my package.
Yes, you can leave that in the chat, Shel.
That's
Feel
what I want
free.
to do. Yeah. I use Twitter a lot for our community work. So if you have a question or even a complaint about this session, please feel free to follow me and DM me. I'm always ready to listen and, I don't know, be better for next time's sake. I hope this next year we can help to contribute to the code. I think so. I think the Tidyverse team might have, for those who use Tidyverse, maybe the Tidyverse team might have issues that are open. I'll inquire. Have you added the link, Mona? I can't see it.
You just put your Twitter?
No, for you. I'm waiting for you to insert the use our LinkedIn page.
Okay. Yes.
I'll insert the Twitter one.
That's okay. I can do that. Just one.
Okay.
So hello, Shel with
Hi.
Kariuki. Hi.
Yeah.
So thank you for this presentation. But I have a question. So in this video, we are working on package which can be published on GitHub. So if we want to create an official package which can be published, which can be added to the CRAN, can we translate this package to another that can be added to the CRAN? Because one time I want to make a package, so I find that I have to work with RTools and to download many softwares like LaTeX, HTML, and many other softwares, and I didn't know how to work with all of those. So I just want to know if there is, if I can translate a package by create by DevTools and Oxygen to an official package that I can be.
Okay, thank you for your question. This is actually an official package, and this is the first step for developing packages. So already we have our package. The next step will be to submit our package to CRAN. So this is still the same process. So as of right now, if we had developed a package that was used to do something more official, we would already send it to people for them to use it already. But then if you want your package to be hosted by CRAN, so that it can be downloaded using install.packages. That's a whole other process. I don't know whether I can quickly Google the process of CRAN submission, but it's the same thing. You don't have to do any, you'll still start with a GitHub, like package, publishing your package to GitHub. And then from there, now that's when you submit it to CRAN. Does that make sense?
So the first step is is what we are doing now.
Yes. Yes. Which I think makes up maybe 80% of the whole step. I think submitting to CRAN is there's testing and submitting to CRAN, which I don't think is major. Whatever we've done, this is now package development. This is package development. After hosting it on GitHub, you need to submit it to CRAN. Process of submitting a package to CRAN. I want to see if we can see some documentation, getting your package on CRAN. I've just quickly Googled something and I've seen this. Oops. Getting your package on CRAN, Control C, Control C, Control V, Control V. Can you convert it conceptually? I don't know what that means. I don't know what you mean by conceptual.
Like the package submission process, could you cover that conceptually? So as you can submit it to CRAN, is there certain things you have to say? Or do you guys say here, this is
I think, okay.
Yeah.
I think I think the file that I've just linked to on the chat gives us more information about that. I've never submitted a package on CRAN, so I really don't know. I don't know what to look out for. That was supposed to be my next project, but I don't think it's hard per se. I don't think it's difficult. But anyway, yeah. That's it from, thank you so much again for joining.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
So I want also to let you know about our next meetup. It will be a workshop which will serve as an introduction to Docker for our users. The workshop will be animated by Rami Crispin, and that would be next Saturday. And so I can leave the chat. So you are welcome to join us. That's okay. Thank you all for being here, and see you later. Keep in touch. Just please save the links, and goodbye all. Thank you. Thank you all. You are welcome. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shel. It was a great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Shel. I enjoyed it.
Bye, Mike.
Thank you, Shel. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Shel.
Bye.